Chris had to do a little house cleaning over on lane 31, so he'll re-rack over there while he's rolling on 32.
Oh, he's up by 11. Of course, ideally you want 2 marks, but at least 1 would put Charlie in probably a double strike situation.
Oh. That's a big strike right there.
Yeah, it certainly is. No doubt about it either. So last 2 times on lane 32, he got the strike.
Well, of course, he had the big strike in the 10th and final box last week. This week it comes in the 9th.
In fact, lane 32 has been pretty good to him all day long, at least the 2nd and 3rd games.
Off target that time. Not too bad a break, though. Actually, Dan, that's only his 2nd mark on lane 31 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I thought that's the way it was going. I looked at this string, and of course the 5, 7, and 9, those are the odd boxes which would be on lane 32. But Charlie Willey's going to have to come up with strikes now.
Chris with his last ball, and he will take 8 for a 126 and a 3-game total of 368. So Charlie Willey has to have 146 to tie, so he's got to have 49 pins. He must strike. If he were to make this shot and then throw a triple strike, he would win by 1.
Oh, he's still alive.
Well, he's done the first part. Now all he has to do is throw the triple strike.
Well, start with 1, that's all. Just concentrate, put it on the head pin, and hope for the best.
Tell you what, if he throws a triple strike here, it'll be worth $1,600.
The wind plus the ball, a little heavy.
Nope. So Chris Sargent has gotten it done. 3 wins in a row, and with a 368, Chris Sargent is through to the Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions.
Well, let's hats off to Charlie Willey, because he was 45 pins down at one time and never gave up and climbed back to within 10.
Well, he forced Chris to do something coming down the stretch. And for the 2nd week in a row, Chris responded. 2 weeks ago, Chris had a big lead coming down the end and still had a big finish, actually. So 3 weeks in a row, Chris has come up with marks coming down to the end of the game, the last game. And that has held him in very good stead as he has won 3 matches in a row and advanced to the Tournament of Champions. Meanwhile, Charlie's final shot is a 10-box, a 124, and a 3-game total of 346. So the win for Chris Sargent puts him into the Tournament of Champions, also makes him $1,000 richer. We'll be back to award the checks and talk to the bowlers and have our bonus ball contest after these words. We are back on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. We have the runner-up check for $500 to Charlie Willey. I know probably not the score you wanted, Charlie, but boy, those strikes you came up with made Chris think a little bit coming down the stretch.
Well, it's tough bowling these guys, you know. They're all good bowlers. They really are. And just to be on the show, it's a privilege to earn your way up through the roll-offs because you got 2 roll-offs you go through. And just to be here, it is a privilege.
Well, we appreciate you saying that. It's nice of us to have you here. And now that you've made it the first time, don't wait so long to come back again, all right?
I won't.
All right, Charlie. Thanks very much. Congratulations. Our #1 seed, Charlie Willey, making his first appearance here on Stars and Strikes. In singles competition, at any rate. And he takes home the $500 check. And now Chris Sargent ready to go for our bonus ball contest. $30 up for grabs here. And Chris goes for 5 this time. So the pressure goes to Dan Murphy now to draw out a 5. And he does not. Warren Bradish from Lawrence, Mass. Bradish or Bradish. Warren's guess was 8, so Warren will be getting a consolation prize from the Winds and from the NHCBA. And for you, sir, our congratulations and a check for $1,000. And the 368 total, again, probably not as high as you would like, but hey, you had to worry about winning the match down the end.
Yeah, definitely. When he threw the double at me, I thought he was going to come and get me, and I know he can, so.
Now you sit back, you see what other scores are put up there, and we'll see you in the spring for the Tournament of Champions.
I'll be back.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. Chris Sargent, of course, has already won a Tri-State Megabucks Tournament of Champions. That was 2 years ago, and now he'll be back again in the spring.
Oh, we got two great competitors in Paul Berger and now Chris.
All right, we will be back next weekend. Tom Morgan will be back for his 9th week on Candlepin Skins. You won't want to miss that on Saturday at noon, and then back here Sunday at noon for a brand new series here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good week.